Hey guys, this month I'm going to be sharing with you my fangirl favorites for August 2020. So, another month gone. We're approaching the end of the year rather quickly, I feel like. So yeah, what's been going on in the month of August? As usual, not too terribly much. It's really hitting on me that I'm missing going to the movie theater, you guys. I'm really missing the movie theater experience. I was talking with some of my coworkers and even my boss. We were all just talking about how much we miss going to the theater, and we can't wait to go back to the theater so we can have movie popcorn. There's nothing that beats movie popcorn. Making it at home, it's not the same. So yeah, it's just been hitting me. It's like I miss doing the things that I usually do to occupy my time and give me joy and entertainment. But at the same time, it's like I kind of like that I don't really have nowhere to go. I suppose it's like it's one less thing to like fill in time, I guess, when I could be doing other things, I guess. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird dichotomy of my feelings, you guys. But still, I've been missing the movie theater experience, and it's like you keep seeing trailers for stuff, and it's like I want to go see that, but I can't because my theaters aren't open. It's like certain states have theaters open, but yeah, I don't think mine are open at all. But anyway, you guys, month of August, how's it going? Nothing much, as I said. I just have a few quick things I want to run down with you guys, some things that I enjoyed this month in August. Let's see. As far as like maybe a video game, because I don't tend to talk about video games often on my channel, because I've said before, I'm not really much of a video game player. I like to watch people play video games, because I am just not coordinated. My fingers are just not coordinated with a controller. For whatever reason. I can't reach anything. It's like I have very long fingers though, you know? I have very nice long fingers, but for some reason on a controller it's like they still don't want to work. It's like I can't get them to move on a controller. Anyway, as far as like a video game, there's this one British YouTuber that I watch. She plays a lot of games, and she tends to play a lot of games that like I don't even hear over here in America and whatnot. But a video game that I recently got around to watching on her channel, it's a video game that actually came out back in like early 2019, I think. So yeah, I'm very far behind. But the game is called Plague Tale: Innocence, and it's like a historical fiction video game, you guys. And already that is what grabbed my attention. It's a historical setting taking place in France, I think in like the 1300s, and yeah, it's during like the 100-Year War between France and England, and on top of that, you got the plague. And yeah, I was sitting there, I was watching the gameplay of this, and I was like, oh, well, how convenient, I'm watching this video game that has something to do with the plague, and we have a sort of plague going on right now. But yeah, the video game, it was so good, you guys. It really takes a lot for me to enjoy a video game, because I've come to realize over the years that I really gravitate towards, you know, really kind of character-heavy, plot-heavy video games, you know, not games that you just walk around and do whatever and that's kind of it. You know, I've kind of found that a lot of times that sort of thing kind of bores me nowadays. I really love character and plot-heavy video games that tell a really fascinating story with really fascinating characters. And I did. Plague Tale was a really great game because I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't want to sit and spend too much time talking about it because I think, is it going to be October? It's probably going to be October, you guys. Seriously, when I'm planning my videos for this channel, sometimes I plan a couple months in advance. You may be thinking, good God, that's kind of strange and weird, but I literally have like a calendar of stuff, like this is what I'm going to do in the month of this or this month, and I already kind of have a lot of my October videos planned. So yeah, for October, for my Historical Fiction 101 series, I'm probably definitely going to be talking more about this particular video game, since it does have kind of a bit of a horror story element to it. So I was like, oh, that'd be perfect for October, since October is the month of Halloween and whatnot. But yeah, has anybody else played Plague Tale? It was such a fascinating game, you guys. It's so freaking good. A game that I have never even heard of until I watched it on this channel that I watch. I definitely want to go pick it up and have my sister play it, and I'll watch my sister play it so I can experience it again like that. So yeah, that was it for like a video game. Let's see. For some reason, you guys, I don't know if it's because of Cursed. Cursed aired on Netflix. When was that? Was that the end of July or something? I can't even remember. Cursed being the latest in Arthurian adaptations, and this time focusing on the Lady of the Lake for this particular adaptation. But for some reason, that adaptation, because I had some problems with it. I part of me loved it, part of me was like, oh, I hate this. So I had some complicated feelings for Cursed. But it put me in a really like Arthurian legend sort of mood. And it occurred to me, I was like, you know what? On Disney Plus, they had, seriously, does anybody remember this movie from, like, was it 95? I think it was 1995. A Kid in King Arthur's Court. I was just in the mood to watch that movie for some reason. I don't know, just, I needed a bit of nostalgia, I think I just needed a bit of nostalgia. I wanted to watch something from my childhood. I wanted to watch something that was cheesy and fun, would make me laugh. It certainly made me laugh. But yeah, does anybody remember A Kid in King Arthur's Court? I watched that on Disney Plus. I was beyond thrilled for some stupid reason. And it has Kate Winslet. You guys, it has a very young Kate Winslet, a couple years shy of doing Titanic. It even has Daniel Craig, like way before he even becomes James Bond. Like I said, this movie was like in 1995. So I watched A Kid in King Arthur's Court on not Netflix, on Disney Plus, and I had a ridiculously fun amount of time watching this. It was super cheesy, kind of horribly written. Even poor Kate Winslet and Daniel Craig, even them, you can see they were struggling with this script. But it just made me feel nostalgic, and I loved watching it. I loved revisiting it because I remember the wonderful world of Disney, because that used to be a thing on Sunday nights, and they would show family movies, and they don't really do that anymore. And I remember that movie in particular being on Sunday nights numerous amounts of times, and I watched it every single time. So I did. It was nice revisiting a very old movie from my childhood. But yeah, if you don't know what it's about, it's about a modern day boy. An earthquake happens and he gets sucked down into a hole, and he winds up in King Arthur's Camelot. So there's this mix of, you know, this modern boy with all this medieval stuff, and him trying to kind of bring modern technology to these people, and of course they're like, what? We don't understand this. We don't even understand your lingo that you're using. But yeah, it's a fun movie, yeah guys. If you have Disney Plus, I definitely recommend you go check it out, especially if you like Arthurian legends. Like I said, it's very cheesy and silly and absurd, but it's cute. And then as far as another movie goes, this is another movie that's kind of older, released back in 2015, I think. Netflix, you know, every month they have their list of things that are leaving Netflix, and on the list was The Witch. The Witch, like I said, I think came out in 2015. It's a horror movie taking place in the 1600s, following this family, and they're exiled essentially from their village because of some religious reasons, and yeah, they're isolated out in the middle of nowhere, and of course it's the 1600s. There's the witch hysteria going on. The hysteria, the superstition, you know, family turning against family essentially. And so yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about The Witch over the years, because I remember back when it did come out and I would watch reviews about it or read reviews. Just everybody, all the reviewers and critics, were just thoroughly impressed with the movie, in that, you know, it's a horror movie, but it's a horror movie with substance. And that's what I like. I have a rough time with horror movies. You guys, I'm not into horror movies if they're like slashers. You know, I have a rough time with slashers and blood and gore. I do. I like a good horror movie with substance and tells a good story, has really good characters, and yeah, kind of plays with contemporary issues, but in, you know, in interesting ways. So yeah, The Witch ticked all of those boxes for me. For starters, historical fiction. I love historical fiction. 1600s, witch hysteria, even better. I love that. Yeah, great cast. This is like one of Anya Taylor-Joy's first movies, and I'm really starting to like Anya Taylor-Joy. The more and more things I've seen her, and I'm really starting to like her. Great cast, great writing, very atmospheric and creepy. It definitely plays with that hysteria of the time period. The family kind of slowly going mad and turning against each other in this isolation in the middle of nowhere. And yeah, it does. It does this thing of, okay, is there a witch? Is there really a witch? Is this something supernatural going on, or is it just all in their head? Is it psychological? You know, it keeps you guessing until the very end, and I do mean the very end. It keeps you guessing, because the ending, it's like, wow, oh my god, I can't believe this. But yeah, The Witch was so good, you guys. I was thoroughly impressed with it. And it's the type of horror that I can withstand, because there weren't too many particular jump scares. It wasn't relying on that use of jump scares, you know. It was relying on the use of the atmosphere and the time period and the characters and the story, you know, rather than gore and just throwing things at you to scare the living crap out of you, you know. So yeah, it was a very good movie. It's leaving sometime in September, so if you have a Netflix account and you've been interested to watch The Witch, I definitely recommend you get on top of that, because it's leaving sometime in like mid-September, I want to say. And another thing I got around to on Netflix this month, I finally got around to The Umbrella Academy. The Umbrella Academy, the first season started in 2019, but I never got around to it for whatever reason. So yeah, this year season 2 started up at the very beginning of August. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna binge my way through the first season of Umbrella Academy, so I can be prepared for season 2 of the Umbrella Academy. And I really loved it, you guys. If you're not aware of what the Umbrella Academy is even about, it's based off of a graphic novel by Gerard Way from My Chemical Romance. And it follows a group of adults who, when they were kids, they were all born on the exact same day, the exact same time. They're all the exact same age. And yeah, this man collected them all because they all have like special, unique powers and abilities, and this man essentially kind of got them all for that reason. And it's just a really fun show. It's very light, very hilarious. I think it's very well written, and it does, even though there's a lot of humor and comedy to it, it still deals with some heavy subject matter and some heavy stuff with the characters, and it knows when to to slow down and really dive into the characters and kind of get into those more darker, serious moments. But yeah, for the most part, it's definitely kind of more like a comedy, because they're essentially superheroes almost, and it's like they're a dysfunctional family of superheroes, and it's pretty great, and I loved it. So I'm glad I finally got on top of the Umbrella Academy. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm definitely pretty anxious for the next season, because it definitely ended in a really nice cliffhanger. So you guys, that's it for this month's Fangirl favorites. In the comments below, what have you guys been up to in the month of August? I don't care what it is. It can be movies, television, video games, music, If you're a freaking stamp collector, that's okay. Anything that floats your boat, anything that you enjoy, anything that you like to collect or do in your spare time, share with me down below. So that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like this video, you may like these other videos. Bye guys.